Madonna moment for sure. I think so.
Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. I met the love of my life in San Francisco, and like a good lesbian, within 1 year, we moved to New York City together. In San Francisco, we were a very small fish, or big fish in a very small pond over there. And New York City was going to be a very different situation for us. We arrived in New York in 1998, and Susan started graduate school at NYU. And I couldn't get a bartending job anywhere, because it was a boys' club, of course. But eventually, I managed to get some jobs, and we kind of got our footing. And I started kind of making a name for myself with the drinks that I was doing in New York City. Susan finished graduate school, and we decided that we were going to move down to Lower Manhattan. It was so nice down there. There were brand new buildings. We moved to 120 Greenwich Street, the closest residential building to the South Tower of the World Trade Center. And this was May of 2001. Life can change in an instant. We were in our mid-20s, and I was, again, making really great strides. People were learning about what I was doing. New Yorkers wanted great drinks. But we went to bed on September 10th, and when we woke up, the course of our lives had changed forever. I know that this picture is a lot. I chose it because it's a miracle that we have this photo of the moment in time that our lives changed forever, and the lives of so many other people. The plane was so low that our entire building shook, and it was a very traumatic experience. This was across the street from our building, and the red spot is basically where our building was. We spent hours trying to get back downtown to rescue our cats after escaping it all, and we were turned away. Immediately after 9/11, there were posters everywhere of the missing people. I lost my job. We lost our home and nearly everything in it, and we were running for our lives that day, barely making it out of that area. And the experience felt insignificant in comparison to people who lost their lives, although we had lost a lot. This was eventually getting into our building, my parents helping us carry our dining room chairs to the subway so that we could have something to sit on in our new space in the middle of Manhattan. We had massive guilt for living through what so many people did not. And we didn't know how to move forward. This was my aunt's art class. They were very invested in our cats, and once we rescued the cats, we got 30 handmade cards that were just so beautiful. I don't know why the cats are on pedestals, but I'm here for it. In the months after 9/11, we just felt lost and kind of raw, and we didn't know how to move on. There was military on every corner, funerals every other day, and the city just smelled like it was burning. We couldn't sleep, and we could barely function. We knew that we had to get out. So we went to Hawaii, where I'm from, because it's the most peaceful place that I could think of to go. And we spent a lot of time watching planes fly in and out and seeing them land and not have an issue. And it just made us feel a lot better about things. And we exhaled for the first time in a very long time. We sat on a beach. We started to feel safe again for the first time. And we started thinking about something else other than that day. We remembered what it felt like to laugh and have a good time. And we understood that the only thing more tragic about what happened on September 11th was surviving it and letting fear stop us from living our lives. We began to remember our dreams that we had before that day, and we started to dream them even bigger. We knew that we wanted to be with each other for the rest of our lives, so we took care of that and got married on the beach with 2 people there. And that was fun. And, we had motivation like never before. We thought we might stay in Hawaii forever, The thought of going back was really challenging and scary. But it was time to leave. So we went back, and Susan decided she no longer wanted to work a corporate job, and we decided we were going to move forward with trying to open our first cocktail bar, Flatiron Lounge. We pushed really hard to get it open, and we just wanted to be a part of the growth of the New York City scene and businesses. So many people had left, and we didn't want that to, we wanted to help the city grow again. So we went from being scared to being angry to being fearless. Yes. And getting it done it was really personal. There was zero option for failure. We returned, it was 2002 of spring when we got back to New York, and we knew that we could not let terrorism change the trajectory of our lives. Because if we did that, then they win. And we couldn't allow that to happen. The first few years after, we thought about that day every day. And then as time went on, we slowly stopped thinking about it. But we had new perspective on life. Everything that mattered was good. And the rest of it was just bullshit, you know? When you're faced with life and death in that way, you don't sweat the small stuff. The stuff that would ruin your day is no longer a big deal, you know? This is a slide that really is all about my professional life and work. And had I chosen to abandon my life in New York because of that fear and anxiety of what could happen in a city like New York City, had I run away from my trauma that day, all of this may not have happened. Thank you. Woo! That's a tough story to tell in 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
That was amazing.